Looking for AMCAS Work and Activities Most Meaningful Experiences examples? These are the most significant events that stand out among the other activities that you add in your AMCAS application. And in this video, we'll go over some amazing AMCAS most meaningful examples and outline a strategy that will help you create your own stellar entries. Hi, I'm Natalie Stoberman and I'm an admissions associate here at BeMo. Now before we get started, make sure that you subscribe on whatever social media channel that you're watching this on so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And if you'd like us to help you with your medical school applications, visit BeMoMedApplication.com to schedule your free initial consultation. And FYI, check out the timestamps in the description of this video to navigate to specific sections that you're interested in. Here's what we're going to cover: how to choose your most meaningful experiences, AMCAS Work and Activities Most Meaningful Experiences examples, and an important strategy to make your most meaningful entries stand out. And by the way, we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions. So make sure that you comment below for a chance to win. And on top of that, we know the secret to writing a stellar medical school personal statement. And I'll reveal it closer to the end of the video, so make sure that you keep watching to find out. So let's get started. How to choose most meaningful experiences. You can add up to 3 AMCAS Work and Activities Most Meaningful Experience entries in your med school application. But what differentiates these most meaningful experiences from the other AMCAS Work and Activities entries? These are experiences that had a particular impact on your growth, development, professionalization, or that were particularly transformative or impactful. While each regular entry response is given 700 characters, including spaces, these most meaningful experiences response has space for an additional 1,300 characters. But this isn't meant to be used as a space to simply describe more details of the position or activity. Instead, it's meant to be more reflective and contemplative. It should highlight the ways in which these experiences enriched your life, the lives of others, and your overall perspective toward your journey to becoming a doctor. These experiences can range from paid hospital work experience to non-medical volunteer experience that's suitable for your AMCAS application. Just remember, this isn't the place for an expanded CV. It's a place to demonstrate the key qualities that you've developed and the ways in which that you've contributed your suitability for the profession. So let's get to some examples. AMCAS Work and Activities Most Meaningful Experiences examples. Here's our first example. This student classifies this most meaningful experience as clinical research, saying that they spent 900 hours participating, and goes on to describe the activity like this. After performing research from a chemistry perspective, I was interested in growing my knowledge in neuroscience. I embarked on a clinical internship at Spectrum Health with a neurosurgeon named Dr. X. Dr. X was focused on placing metal electrodes called neurostimulators into the spine of his patients. The neurostimulators bypassed the pain receptors in the spinal cord, and because this was a new technique that had variable results depending on the patients, I assessed the effectiveness by comparing pain levels pre- and post-op using the Oswestry Disability Index score. Using these ODI scores, I analyzed the data and found statistically significant data that was published by Medtronic. In the section of why this activity was meaningful, the student then writes, "This experience was meaningful because I was able to closely interact with patients, increase my knowledge of neuroscience, as well as positively impacting patients through my research. Before interacting with patients, I shadowed Dr. X for almost 100 hours and learned about HIPAA violations, respect for privacy, and compassion for patients. I watched as Dr. X performed many spinal procedures such as kyphoplasties, injections, and laminectomies. Eventually, I watched him insert the spinal electrodes and learned about their composition, how they worked, and possible risks. After receiving the ODI scores of patients before the surgery, I compiled patients' ODI scores before and 6 months after their surgeries and noted if they increased or decreased. I shadowed Dr. X for many hours to get a better understanding of what the spinal stimulators were doing, and I also surveyed the patients to get personal measurements of their pain. I analyzed the ODI scores and was able to find statistically significant data that the manufacturer of the spinal stimulators, X, published in their studies and now use as a selling point to other surgeons around the country. This experience was extremely special to me because I was able to make a meaningful, measurable difference in the patient's quality of life. Here's a tip. When considering which experiences to use as most meaningful, you need to reflect on each of your experiences individually and consider these experiences in light of the AAMC core competencies, general qualities, and skills that are looked for in aspiring medical professionals. Note how this sample experience outlines what the student learned and how this particular experience connects to their general goals of becoming a doctor. Let's look at another example, and this example is classified as paid employment in a medical or clinical setting, with the student dedicating 1,500 hours to this activity. Have a look. As a full-time technician, I work closely with physicians and nurses to perform EKGs, CPR, point-of-care testing, phlebotomy, wound care, and splinting. And I administer medications under nurses' orders, assist in crutch walking, and assist physicians with procedures. I was promoted to resource technician because of my knowledge of the department, teamwork, and time management skills. I am now in a leadership position that requires critical thinking, knowledge of the needs of the department, and leadership capacity. I supervise the ED technicians and assistants, help in each zone of the department, and solve problems. And I also train new technicians. And here's the description of why it was meaningful. In the 7 months that I've worked in this Level 1 trauma center, I witnessed and participated in a variety of medical cases among a diverse patient population. I developed many hands-on clinical skills and refined my medical knowledge. In December, while documenting vital signs, I noticed an irregular and concerning heart rhythm, supraventricular tachycardia, on a patient's monitor and immediately notified the patient's physician. I learned the importance of diligence in paying attention to detail even in the most routine task. Additionally, my role as a technician necessitates working closely with a large team of physicians and nurses. I must prioritize tasks, anticipate the needs of physicians and nurses, and manage my time to be an effective, essential member of the medical team. In addition to clinical skills, I have worked on my interpersonal skills to be more patient, understanding, and altering my care to fit each patient. Working in this leadership role as resource technician, I continuously improve my collaboration and leadership skills, but also gain a better understanding of the inner workings of a running successful team in the emergency department. I believe my time working as a technician in a high-stress, fast-paced environment, acting as a supervisor to my colleagues, and orienting new hires has allowed me to gain more clinical experience and skills and has better prepared me for medical school. Hot tip: while you want to think strategically, you also need to be authentic. The reviewers will be able to tell if you're embellishing a particular entry simply because it looks good. So think honestly about where you've gone, what you've done, and what you've learned. Looking back on those experiences, ask yourself, which of them actually left you feeling transformed? Which experiences genuinely made you feel like you were making a difference or contributing in a meaningful way? Which experiences radically shifted your perspectives or priorities? Which experiences have truly made you who you are today? If you're speaking from that place of authenticity and effectively conveying these ideas, it will be very clear why those are the experiences that you've chosen to highlight as most meaningful. An important strategy to make your most meaningful entries stand out. So what connects these two most meaningful examples? And what makes them both so great? Well, they both create a vibrant narrative of the experiences and why it was significant for each student. Just as you must avoid simply listing qualities, you must also avoid assuming that the person reviewing your entries will automatically understand or feel the significance of your experience. To demonstrate your strengths through your narrative, you'll want to employ the show, don't tell strategy. So don't just tell the reviewer that you developed a particular quality or skill, show them how that development took place. You are given the extra 1,325 characters to really bring the evaluator into your experience and to help them see how your skills and key characteristics developed. In our examples, compassion, maturity, professionalism, academic prowess, and skillful communication are all highlighted effectively, and they provided a contextual narrative that is genuinely engaging to read. The entries demonstrate a wealth of important qualities sought in medical school applicants, and it's clear to the reader that this was a truly transformative experience, without actually saying, "This experience truly transformed me in ways I couldn't have previously imagined." Through a story of meaningful work and discovery, these narratives show the student's transformation, rather than just telling the reader that there was a transformation. Those are our tips to help you ace your most meaningful experiences examples. But check out our blog to read more about AMCAS Work and Activities' most meaningful examples. I have included the link in the description of this video for easy access. And if you would like us to help you with your medical school applications, visit BeMoMedApplication.com to schedule your free initial consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And if you have any questions about this video that I didn't cover, let me know in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And don't forget that we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions. So leave your comment below for a chance to win. Thanks for watching and see you next time.